What's up, poker players? Check out this session. Exactly 4 hours and 20 minutes. How appropriate for the screen name Dankman. And we crushed it in this session. $583 over 1,659 hands. Let's jump right into it. Before we get started, check out all of those hands in green. There is one hand in red in probably about the top 20 hands right there. So we absolutely killed it in the min-max game today, winning the maximum and minimizing the losing. Biggest win was $121. Biggest loss was only 26. A lot of good hands to look at, and a lot of those hands we will be winning. First hand we're taking a look at is at the 100 NL table. We have pocket aces playing from the button. We get an open from under the gun +1, and we're going to be putting in a 3-bet here, make it $11 to go, 3.66 times the open, and the under the gun +1 player makes a call, and we see a flop. Flop is queen high two-tone. There is 2 clubs on the board. We have the ace of clubs in our hand, giving us the backdoor nut flush draw, as well as the pair of aces over the board. Our opponent checks and is short stacked right now, pretty much pot committed, only has 32.43 left in their stack, and we put in a continuation bet of half pot, which is called by our opponent. Another queen on the turn, and our opponent jams the rest of their stack in. We are never going to be folding aces in this spot. I do make the call. We are up against 5s, just have to avoid a 5 on the river, which we do, and we take down this pot of over $85. Jumping up to the 200 NL table, we are playing 6-8 offsuit from the big blind. We get a limp from Einstein 727, pretty recreational. And the button comes along to also recreational, only have 40 hands on this player. Small blind gets out of the way, and we just check to see a flop. And that is the best possible flop for our hand. Flopping the nuts. Board is 9 high rainbow, and we have some fishy players who don't have very high fold numbers. So I'm going to be leading out with this board. Make it 4.43 to go. Einstein 727 makes a call, and the button gets out of the way. The turn is the ace of hearts. I again bet, and our opponent again calls. And the river pairs the board, hurting us a little bit, but that 13% fold to river bet is a very, very small number for a fold percentage. And I bet $28, trying to get the maximum from our flop straight. And our opponent does make a call. Probably could have bet a little bit more with the fold number that low. I don't think our opponent was going to be folding much of anything, but we do take down this pot of almost $90 with the 9 high straight. Now we're looking at pocket aces at the 100 NL table. Playing from under the gun, we have a poster already, and I make it $6 to go playing out of position. We get a call from the hijack player, and we get to see a heads up flop. Flop is 6 high rainbow. Great spot to be putting in a continuation bet with a lot of low cards out there. I like to just check on the low flop and let our opponent continuation bet with hands that most likely completely airballed this board, and I do make the call of 7-12. The turn makes this board a little bit more interesting. There's probably not many 3s in this player's range, but I check back, and our opponent bets half pot, and I just make a call here. The river is the jack of spades. There's 57.02 in the pot. I elect to just put in a blocker bet on the river. Our opponent has very high win percentages when raising the river, so if our opponent does raise us on the river, we can easily get rid of the aces, and that's a pretty scary board for a lot of hands that would be calling, and I think we could probably get any pair over the 6s to make a call when we put in a bet of only $18, and we do get a call. Not sure what our opponent had, but we take down this pot of over $90 with the pocket aces. How about a little heads up action at the 200 NL? We have ace king suited. Our opponent min opens, and I put in a 3-bet, make it 14 to go, 3.5x the open, and our opponent makes a call. Flop is 10 high two-tone, 2 hearts out there. Not very good for our ace king, but I'm putting in a continuation bet for half pot against a player who has pretty high fold percentages and most likely did not connect with this board. But our opponent does make a call. The queen is a pretty good scare card, and it gives us the backdoor nut straight draw. There's $58 in the pot, and once again I continuation bet a little bit more than half pot. jackpot. If our opponent does call and we connect on the river, it allows us the opportunity to get a lot of chips in the pot with the nuts. And our opponent does call, and there is the jack giving us the nuts. There's 120 in the pot, and we need to figure out a bet sizing where we can get the most value from our nuts. And apparently I think that this player is not going to be getting rid of any hands, so I jam all in. A little bit of an overbet. It might look like we missed a flush draw, or we missed one of the other draws that could be out there, or we made a hand exactly like what we have. It's a little bit of a polarizing bet right there. And our opponent does make the fold. I think we probably could have bet smaller, possibly even checked to try to induce a bluff from all the draws that did miss. But if our opponent did have a queen, there's probably a pretty small chance that they would be folding a queen. So I'm not too disappointed with that bet sizing. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section below. Do you think this bet sizing was too big? Should I have checked raised the river to try to induce some bluffs? I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about this one. Next hand we're looking at is Queen Jack offsuit playing from the small blind at the 100 NL table. Folds around to us and we open to 3x and we get a call from the big blind. Flop is queen high. We hit top pair but elect to just check, and our opponent puts in a bet of 2/3 pot and we make the call. Money card comes on the turn. We have top 2 pair. I check back once again, and our opponent puts in a bet of larger than the pot, and we put in a raise right here. It looks like our opponent likes their hand quite a bit, so let's try to get the most value out of a hand that is most likely in the lead right here. Our opponent makes a call, only has 35-20 left in their stack. The river is the king of diamonds. The king queen got there, but that's really about all the hands that caught up and took the lead from us. So I jam the rest of our stack in, and our opponent does make a fold. They're most likely chasing a flush draw, possibly a straight draw as well. But we take down a pot of almost $127 right there. Now we have pocket aces at the 200 NL. Under the gun opens to 2.5x, $5. And we put in a 3-bet. 3.5x the open. We get a call from the small blind. We saw this player earlier. Pretty recreational numbers, high VPIP, low, extremely low fold numbers post flop. And the opener comes along as well. There's 54.50 in the pot pre-flop, and we are in a pot with 2 very large stacks. Both are over 125 big blinds, and the flop is queen high 2-tone. There's 2 spades out there. We have the ace of spades giving us the backdoor nut flush draw, as well as the backdoor nut straight draw. Both players check to us, and I put in a continuation bet of half pot, $28. Einstein 727 comes along, and vegetables are yummy gets out of the way. The 3 of clubs is not going to be improving any hands. Einstein checks. We put in a bet of half pot once again, and Einstein gets out of the way this time, and we take down this pot of over $107 with the pocket aces. Once again, we have pocket aces at the 200 NL. We were on fire, just catching hands, making plays, doing it all. Under the gun, open min raises. Einstein min raises. Einstein 3-bet min raises from the cutoff, and the button calls the min raise. We're not going to let these guys see a cheap flop. We make it 26 to go. We already know that Einstein has very high VPIP and does not like to fold their hand very often. Under the gun makes a call. Einstein makes a call, and the button gets out of the way. $85 in the pot pre-flop with the pocket aces, and the flop is jack high, 2-tone, 2 spades out there, tons of draws, very wet board. I put in a half pot size bet on the flop, and Einstein makes a call. There's now $183, and we only have 125 left in our stack. We are essentially pot committed right here, and the 4 of diamonds is not going to be improving very many hands, so I get the rest of our chips in, and Einstein does make a fold. We take down this pot of $180 again with the pocket aces. Now we're playing a little ace king at the 200 NL, opening to 3x, $6. Look at that, Einstein once again getting in a lot of hands with this player. Puts in a 3-bet and a 12.1% 3-bet percentage. Only 33% of those are premium hands. We are way ahead of this player's 3-bet range, so I'm putting in a 4-bet, make it 52 to go. Einstein makes a call, and the flop is all queens. There's going to be a lot of pairs in this player's range right now, but there's already $107 in this pot. We have 153 left in our stack. I just check. Maybe we can induce some bad bets from hands that miss right here. We already know that he has very low fold percentages and is probably not going to be folding any pair right here, but we can at least induce some bluffs from suited connectors or aces that we are ahead of. But Einstein checks. And there is our money card. There is 4 queens on the board, and we now have the nuts with the ace. I decided to just check. Einstein checks again. There's no way we can lose this hand. The check on the turn is going to be the right play. We can try to induce some more bluffs again. The 5 of diamonds comes on the river, and we are not going to be checking again. We're going to try to get some value with our nuts. And I bet 69.33, 2/3 of the pot, a little bit less than 2/3 of the pot. And Einstein does make a call, and we take down this pot of 242.66 with the quads ace kicker. That was a pretty crazy run out, and I think we did miss some opportunities against a player who has very low fold percentages. We've already seen that in the previous hands, and I think we probably could have been betting small the whole way and gotten much more value from our ace high here. This is one of those hands you don't see very often, but is definitely interesting, and when it does happen, you can try to make the best of it and get the most value against a recreational player who might not realize that the ace plays, and they might not really even recognize the hand strength or how to play a board with quads on it. But this session officially gets us off of that losing streak and kickstarts that upswing. Head down to the video description for links to America's Card Room, where I do all of my poker playing. There is links for the Rakeback account as well as the VIP account, which is what I use. You can get much more value when playing high volume and a VIP account. Check out the video that I did on VIP versus Rakeback on America's Card Room. Click that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on any of the future poker action. Look forward to your comments down in the comments section below, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and you're enjoying the content that I'm putting out there. Hope to see you guys back tomorrow on the new video, but until then, I'll see you guys out on the virtual felt.